Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video, I'm giving my first impression summary of patch point 12.10. I have literally gone through the patch notes before the patch and I made some notes and things I wanted to check when the patch hit. And then I've gone through every single thing and tried to find footage or evidence of all the differences from in between to give you the best knowledge of what this patch has brought. So guys, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. All right, so I'm just going to start at the top of my list. If you want to just skip to specific things, there'll be timeline links down below or in the timeline bar. But there's a lot to cover, and I'll try my best to cover it as quickly and precisely as possible. So starting off with the settings, there is two new things. The game FPS limit has now been increased to 144 FPS, where previously it was at 120 FPS. And there is now the MIP streaming settings, or MIP streaming. You have to restart your game to enable this, and when I was using this while streaming, it would cap out my GPU at 98 to 99%, which would really it would screw with my stream. So if you're a streamer, probably turn this off, but the summary of what this thing does is it moves a lot of the RAM load from your actual computer RAM to your GPU RAM. So it will put a lot more load on your graphics card, and if you're running a really good graphics card and you're not streaming, this will probably be a really good setting for you. You should hopefully get better FPS. I can't test this properly right now. I need to do it off stream, and it will take some time to properly test it, but I do intend to try and find out if it's worth using this setting. But my first impression is if you have a good graphics card and you're not streaming, good to go. It might make you suffer a little bit on recordings though. Dual PC setup, streamers and content creators shouldn't have any issue though, because you wouldn't be putting the load on the graphics card anyway, because it goes through your capture card anyway. Next up, strength and endurance changes. This is one of the most biggest changes I was actually excited for because the game kind of felt like it was running too fast, or you were sprinting around too fast. And what I did was, before the patch, I actually gave myself a benchmark of I used my max level strength and endurance character, my main account, and I went to a spot on shoreline near a boom gate. From that spot, I ran forward just with the exact same gear. So there was no loadout on, I just had the Red Rebel ice pick out, and I ran along the center of the road as far as I could using one full sprint of all the endurance bar. The differences before and after is this. So for strength, you had a movement speed of 30, which has now been reduced to 20, and your jump height has been reduced from 30 down to 20% bonus. For the endurance side of things, instead of having 150% increased stamina, you're now down to 75% increased stamina. And also your jump drain is now gone from 50% jump drain to 30%. So this really only affects people with either max level or very high level or higher levels of skills. Whereas if you're at level 1, this has no effect on you at all. So it's just slowing down those higher level players to actually run at a normal speed. Now in the background, hopefully I had a side-by-side footage for you, and you actually see how much further and faster you run. I'll make sure they're running at the exact same time. Obviously you're running faster before the patch, and you definitely go a lot further. I actually quite considerably shorter distance. So I think it's a massive change, and it's actually going to make gunplay a little bit more enjoyable for everyone, because it will make the actual tactics of the slow play, more methodical tactics that actually work in place how it should be with this game, instead of just being sprint into instant side flanks and all this other stuff and long jumping. I even tested out the long jumps, and to be honest, it's actually quite a considerable drop, so it's a good thing. Next thing to take note of is the custom spawns. Now, I only got one of them to happen, which was the spawn on the custom side of the map, but you're on the you're on the dorm side of the river. So you're actually really close to dorms. Like, I was inside the marked room in under a minute, right? That is super fast. There is also meant to be a spawn over at the crack house side of the map on the custom side. So on the other side of down the other end of the river, but I didn't get that one to come up yet. So a couple of new spawns going down, and I think this is really good. It's spreading out those spawns around customs. It's going to be a little bit of a good one for an ambush if you want to turn around and turn back onto customs as people are coming back at you. But if you want to get to that dorms quick and you get that spawn, I think that is now the closest spawn to dorms. Next one's a bit of a quality of life change. It's with the flea market. Now, if you go to buy something on the flea market and it's already sold, it used to bring up an alert in the middle of the screen and you had to move your mouse across to press accept. That one is now just a little pop-up alert, comes down the bottom right-hand side. And then also on the flea market, which is a very simple thing, but when you go to put something up for sale, instead of it popping up in the middle of the screen, it's the window to put the sale up is actually on the left-hand side. So now you can actually see the prices of the items that you're actually trying to sell as you're putting in the price. Small quality of life change, but it'll make a big difference in saving time overall. Next up, I've got the clothing. So there is a new shirt and pants for both Bear and USEC. The USEC one, it's kind of like a very tan man kind of outfit. Looks cool. The best thing about both of these clothing is they're available at a slightly lower level than most of the new ones coming in. So usually they come in and you have to be like level 50 to get them. These ones are around level 20 to 30. So for both the USEC and the Bear. The Bear one is like a really green pants and shirt. And I think it'll be really good for like woods maps and stuff. And you can hide in bushes, I think, fairly well. Put a schmag on with the Bear outfit and you'll be invisible. Graphics cards. There's two things that have changed with the graphics cards. Nothing too major though. The first one is the actual texture when you go to buy it. It looks slightly different in the square. No big deal there. And then the graphics card craft in the hideout now requires the ratchet wrench, which is a new barter trade item that you'll need to find in raid or buy off the flea market to craft graphics cards. Over to the new barter trade items, you have the TNT brick, the thermite, and the wrench. One of them is used to craft, I think, 6 grenades. And then I haven't really found the craft for the other one. And then obviously the wrench is for the graphics card at the moment. New guns. All right, so starting off with the PL15 pistol. This is a really fun pistol to use. I feel like the front of the iron sight is a little bit floaty, makes it a little bit hard to use, but it shoots really quickly. I went into factory and just charged around, and with 7N31 ammo, it just drops people really quickly. A lot of fun. It's fairly budget to be able to use as well. And it has 16 round mags. That's the other cool thing about it. You can't buy any other like modifications besides the suppressor for it at the moment. But those 16 round mags are pretty good for a pretty default pistol. And you'll definitely have some fun if you get to use one of these. Next up, we have the STM9. It's like a semi-automatic SMG pistol. And this one, I pimped it out with the long barrel. There's, I think, 3 or 4 different barrel lengths you can put on this. And I put it with the longest barrel, put it really pimped out. And I took this into customs. And oh my God, this thing, it's a laser beam. The only recoil you have on this is vertical recoil, and because it's semi-automatic, you can control it so easily. So put like a Valde on this, be slightly further back, which is a bit strange to do with a 9mm, but you can literally laser beam people from a bit of range with nearly no repercussion on the recoil. A lot of fun to use, but you are sacrificing the full automatic of what you can get from other SMGs, with this one only being a semi-automatic. It's like a fancy Saiga 9, really, but it's a fun one to use. Ammunition. So the 5.56 ammunitions have all had a reskin. They all look slightly different. And I found the new 7.62x39 MAI AP ammo found in raid inside the marked room. I haven't got the stats yet. I'm constantly looking over. I'll literally look over as I'm doing this, and I just got the stats in right now. So I'll read them out right now. For the 7.62x39 MAI AP, it has 46 damage and 58 pen. For the new 5.56 SSA AP, has 36 damage, 56 pen. And then lastly, the 5.56 45 Mark 318 Mod 0 has 65 damage, 21 pen. So I'll have to compare them on the stats to the 995 and that in a minute. I'll put them up on the screen, but definitely the AP ammo for the 39 and the 5.56 45 very high pens. I actually think, off the top of my head, that's pretty much well, with the 7.62x39, it's nearly a guaranteed headshot. Definitely better than the BP ammo. And the SSA AP would be higher pen than the 995 with slightly less damage, because I think the damage is 39 or 40 damage with 995. So it's sitting there in a really nice spot. So happy with that. It's going to be definitely a one-shot headshot kind of ammo for both of those. I'm not sure where you're going to use the Mark 318. All right, now for the more the gear side of things. Now there is a new contacts available from level 1 skier, and these can pretty much go on with any kind of helmet too. So with your like the helmets that sometimes would only wear swordens and stuff like that, like the Fast MT, these ones do work with them. So it's actually a nice cheap way. It pretty much sounds exactly the same as contacts to me. So it's called the Opsman E-Armor M32 headset. Over to the actual armor side of things, there is now new ballistic glasses. Now these have a ricochet chance. So if you're not wearing a face shield, you can wear these glasses and have a chance to ricochet bullets off your glasses. So it is what it is. I haven't seen it yet, but that would be kind of cool to have a ricochet. I want to go into raids with just these on now and see if I can get a ricochet off my glasses. I think that'd be godly to actually see. Now, they are available from Prepper level 4, but they do sell out. So they're only 8,000 rubles. I think I'd probably wear these every raid that I could, as long as they're in stock. So something to use, I guess, for a bit of swag, as well as a chance to ricochet a bullet. Might save your life for 8,000 rubles. Now, there are 2 new slicks, being the tan and olive. I've heard that you can get these from Rishala, and they're pretty much the exact same slick as the black slick, but it's tan and olive, and the stats are exactly the same. Tip for young players, new players, and that the actual hex grid is, as far as I understand, the hex grid is better than the slick. From all the information I know, there might be other information out there might present that's different, but yeah, from what I know, hex grid is actually better and it's cheaper than the slick. But now with these extra slicks being added in, maybe there's going to be more in circulation, which means more people are going to be running Class 6 armors. Now, there are 3 new rigs added to the game. There is the CSA, which is available from Ragman level 1. It's a really small rig. The UMKA, it's another rig available from Ragman that's slightly bigger. It's nothing like too crazy. I have them pop up on the screen. And then last one, the Azimuth, which is a 10x2 slot. So it's a very, I don't know, it's really good for mags, I guess, or probably looting runs if you can actually pick one up and take it for a loot. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't hurt. So plenty of room for mags. The cool thing about the CSA one, which is the really small one, is you can fit in 3 slotted mags. So if you wanted to use like a Saiga with the 10-round mags, you could do that. Now with the new backpacks, there's 2 new backpacks added to the game. There is the Eberl Stock G2. This one's got like 3 different compartments. It's a slightly bigger backpack. It seems all right, nothing too crazy. But you can use it if you like. And then the new Hazard 4 Takedown Sling Backpack. This is a 3x10, I think it is. It's like this really long, slim backpack. It's kind of cool looking. And I'm sure there'll be like ways that you can use it to your benefit. Unfortunately, just the way I see it is, though, it doesn't really work because it needs to be 4 instead of 3. Because it's meant to be holding guns. So unless you put like a gun in there, like a rifle in there, as well as, say, an AK, that's where you're going to benefit the most from this. But it's kind of sitting in a weird spot. Next up for the new meds. Now there is the available from Peacekeeper level 1. There's a new tourniquet. It's just a heavy bleed stopper. It has a single use and it takes 3 seconds to use. And from Peacekeeper level 4, you can get the AFAX, which is a 400 health IFAC. It stops heavy bleeds for 170, which means you can get away with doing 2 heavy bleeds, and light bleeds get taken up by, light bleeds take up 30 health. So you could actually technically stop 2 heavy bleeds, 2 light bleeds, and yeah, it's a lot from an AFAC, so I think it's pretty cool. And it has a 3-second use, which is not long at all. Last item I'm going to talk about is the cosmetic, the GP-7 gas mask. Looks cool. It's just pretty much like the other gas mask, but it's black instead of white. And if you want to use it for a cosmetic, feel free. Now, with the thermal changes that happened during this patch, the major thing that you need to take note of is with thermals, items don't stand out like they used to with the massive heat signature. So, for example, if a backpack was on the ground and you had a thermal, or you're looking through a thermal, it would stand out. Consequently, now that if someone's wearing that armor or that backpack, it would actually block out them on the heat signature where the armor is or the rig is. So, it's a very hard to see clip for you guys to see, but there's a guy I'm looking at across from the waterway using a thermal, and you can see that he's wearing a rig based off the fact that the heat signature where the rig's located is blocked out, and it's black instead of the white. So it's just a small change, but it's actually more realistic and better. So for example, if someone's going to be wearing lots of really covering armor, like a 6B43, they would potentially block out majority of their heat signature, and then only have like their face exposed or something like that. I haven't tested this completely. It's on my to-do list, but you can actually see a small example here at least. Now, this is just my initial thoughts. There are a lot of new little mods that you can get for the new STM9 semi-automatic pistol thingy-majiggy. So, you know, I would have had them up on the screen, and I'm still like trying to test out everything, but this is just an initial thoughts video I thought I'd put up for you guys so you can actually understand what's been going on. If you're interested in coming back for this patch or not, if you're taking a bit of break or not, or you just want to keep an eye on how the progression of Escape from Tarkov is coming along. I will do a lot more in-depth stuff on all this stuff over the next probably few days. So if you want to see that, I'll also be putting out some highlight content from me running around with the new pistol and also the new, what do we call this? The STM-9. Are we going to call it a semi-automatic? Let's call it a semi. I'm going to call it a semi until someone tells me otherwise. SMG. All right, until the new SMG is called anything else, I'm going to call it the SMG. The new SMG is going to be a gun it's going to be an interesting one to use. Very fast firing when you're clicking as fast as you can with very minimal recoil. So could be a bit of fun. Anyway, usual drill. Like and comment for the YouTube algorithm. You guys haven't done that already, please do. It really does help out discoverability. You should be doing that for any video that you enjoy and you want to support a content creator. Please do it. I'm not just talking about me here. Any YouTube content creator, like and comment on their videos. It really does help out that person and it costs you nothing to do it. Subscribe, notification bell if you want to keep up to date, and we're not too far away from 500,000 subs, so help us get up to there, the 500,000 mark. And I do stream on Twitch every day of the week. I'm going to be taking a couple of days off over the weekend to go forward driving, my new forward drive, which I'm really excited for. That's why I'm telling you about it now. And I think within probably about 12 hours of this video going out, maybe 24 hours, I'm trying to get the video showing my entire setup. And that will be on my Pestily Unmasked channel, which is just a channel that I put up random shit that I want to put up for you guys to see. A lot of people being requesting to see how I've got my computer set up, so, and all the parts and what I think is good and not. So if you're interested in that, Pestily Unmasked channel, link down below. But yeah, besides that, guys, lastly, I'll see you next time.